Good morning, world. Some people call me poet. Some people call me prophet. My presentation name is not for sale because the gift God gave me can't put a price on it. I want you to take all those names, throw them away. They don't mean anything. The only name I want you to remember on this platform is Jesus, and that's the name you're going to remember when I leave. Now, what I would like to say, because I keep running these people, and they ask me, when I tell them my belief system, and as soon as I tell them that, I'm not a Christian, they don't understand what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to tell you is this, okay? Because don't get mad at me because you didn't do your homework. I told you what my calling was. My calling is to upset the status quo. When you look at that book, Jesus never called himself a Catholic. He never called himself a Baptist. He never even called himself a Christian. Paul, I don't follow what, look, you see men in that book with all kinds of mistakes. If you want to call yourself and sit under titles, when you give people titles, it separates them. They don't come to the common truth about anything. Them 10 Commandments are real. Jesus' teaching, his belief is real, and he was real. I'm not claiming none of that. Doesn't mean that I love you. It doesn't mean that I don't sit with people that sit under titles. I'll sit down and I'll share with you what God put in my heart, but I'm not called to do that. My ministry is designed just like his. Like I told you, my last name is Ellis, which means Elijah, okay? Which means the Lord is my God. Now, if God knew me when I was in my mother's womb, that means my name sought in the knowledge of God before you step forth. Go check your own information. It doesn't matter to me whether people receive me, because I get rejected all day long. I get people that take advantage of me all day long. But my ministry looks just like his, because that's what they did to him, okay? Doesn't mean that I don't accept you. If you believe what you want to believe, I'm going to do the job that God sent me to do, whether people like it or not. Now, if you hear me speaking and you get offended by anything that I say, remember this, that I have walked past thousands and thousands of people in my life. And when I'm talking, I'm not talking about anybody in specific. I'm talking general. So if you feel offended by anything that I say, well, maybe take a look. The statement probably belongs to you. If you think that I'm targeting you, you're wrong. I'm releasing the truth that God has put in my heart. I'm releasing it. So it doesn't matter, you understand what I'm saying, what other people think about me. You understand what I'm saying? It's what I think about me. You understand? And that's what the problem is with the world. People worry about what other people think. I'm not trying to blend in with the general population. That's not what I'm called to do. I'm called here to upset that, to put God's order back in truth. And so my calling is not a calling to exaltation, to be lifted up. It's a calling to death, just like the rest of the disciples, the true ones. When you go this way, I'll give you some homework. Go on your internet and look at how all the disciples died. And what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not saying to you that I'm going to die, but I say, I am completely in God's hands. I don't get behind people and depend on people, because you cannot depend on them. They're not dependable. You can take God's truth and they'll take them and give it to devils. I'm saying I know where everybody's position. I see what everyone's doing through the eyes of God. God lets me know. I pay attention to synchronicities. I see what's going on. Don't get mad at me because I can't teach you how to see. If you want to stay in the matrix, stay in there. I'm trying to bring you out. That's what I'm called to do. So, I'm going to be fellowshipping at church on Sunday, as usual. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell y'all something else about that. Because people running from church talking about, the church, this and that, and don't want to go back to church. If you say that you walk with the truth, why you leave? Maybe God put you in there so they can receive it. So I'm not talking about the church. I'm going to church on Sunday. People don't have to believe what I say, but I'm going to speak it with authority in the mighty name of Jesus. So, ain't nothing matter if the church is a hospital. I keep telling y'all, people need to come out and start coming in and fellowshipping. When you are out amongst, you got to get around your own kind. Darkness ain't got nothing. If people are trying to build their spirits, at least You know, if you say that you walk with more truth than them, then you should be in there giving it to them. So I'm getting ready to tear, like I told you, I'm coming down. God sent me to tear down generational curses, okay? And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to do that with the last breath of my life, okay? And if I wasn't afraid to die when I was doing wrong, I ain't afraid to die when I'm doing right. So people need to understand this. When I speak, I'm not talking personal. I mean, people think they personalize things because they think the world evolves around them. No, I've ran into thousands and thousands of people. When I'm speaking in general. If you reach out there and grab a statement, like I told you, you know, take a look at it. Your job is to see, is that man telling the truth, or is that man lying? If I'm telling the truth, you need to come and thank me. Because most people are trying to keep you dummy down. They don't want you to learn how to think for yourself. Yes, we all have to, but you have to learn how to live your life for yourself, because in your worst places in life, people that you depend on, they're not going to move a finger. I'm telling y'all from experience. So you need to thank me for coming back and at least taking the time. People always looking at money. The two greatest things in your life is your mind and your time. And if I can spend my time and took enough time to bring these truths back to you, you don't see me reading off the paper. Message I have is a part of who I am, because God gave it to me. So you can receive it if you don't have to. When you hear me talking, I'm exposing myself. Generally, when I talk, I'm talking about what God brought me to. I'm not pointing my fingers at nobody. But I'm just here to let y'all know, man, you got to wake up. Nobody told you to love you today. I do. So let it be written. So let it be done.